SmackDown is done, and oh boy, what an episode that was. Honestly, from an in-ring perspective, a great wrestling show. But not only was it a great wrestling show, we have new tag team champions, we have Kevin Owens pissed off in a car, and so much more to talk about. Welcome to Hot Takes, everybody. My name is Conman167, and this is the show where we sit down every single week, and I ask you over on Twitter to submit any hot takes, bold predictions, thoughts, concerns, or whatever else you may have in the show, and then we read them out right here. We talk about them, roast them, critique them, all that. It's lots of fun. But before we get into those hot takes, make sure you leave a like on this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and keep coming back every single day because we upload wrestling videos every single day. And also, if you would like to submit your hot takes in the future, be sure to follow me on X at Conman167, as I literally drop these tweets right after Raw, SmackDown, and PLEs. Alright, let's take a look at your hot takes. This was a brilliant heel turn. Yes, for the first time ever, DIY, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano as a tag team are heels. Now, for NXT Black and Gold fans, this has gotta be something incredibly exciting, as we saw the entire history of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa take place right in front of our very eyes on NXT, and it was one of the most heated feuds and emotional feuds we have ever seen from that brand. And seeing them reunite as a tag team on the main roster, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa had a lot of fans behind them, but slowly and surely over the last few months, their star has begun to diminish, and there hasn't been as much focus on DIY as a tag team. And there really was only two options: either break this tag team up or turn them heel and go down a path we have never seen from them before. And WWE made the smart call. As opposed to just creating two single stars who are maybe going to flounder around in the mid-card, they decided to double down with this tag team, put the tag team titles back on them, and run with DIY as a heel tag team unit. I love this idea. This is gonna cook. This is such a great moment for the tag team division. And the way they went about it too, it felt like a huge shift for the characters, and honestly like a shift in the tag team division as a whole. There's a lot of momentum on the SmackDown side of things now, and Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are going to crush it as a heel tag team. And if we dive in really deep to this thing, there's a whodunit with who attacked the Street Profits. It's very likely it was Johnny Gargano or Tommaso Ciampa that did that, and so we have a tag team feud down the line between those two. We also have a feud all ready to go with the Motor City Machine Guns and of course DIY, because Johnny Gargano kind of betrayed his friends right there, and who knows what else is going to happen down the line. Like, we've got this superstar trade window, transaction window, whatever the hell it's called. Like, we may see the Wyatts go over to SmackDown, and maybe the Wyatts have an issue with what happened with DIY there. There's so many different avenues that we can go down with after this DIY heel turn. I love it. It's good shit, man. And keeping on the theme with the tag team division, two tag team heel turns in 1 week. This feels like a turn is the shift of the tag team division booking as a whole. However, it's still too early to tell. And it does really feel like WWE has started to focus again on the tag team division. There's been a lot of stories building around the tag teams in WWE, and it's great to see, because for so long it felt like WWE's focus was on the singles division. Then we started to focus a little bit more on the women's division, adding in the women's mid-card titles, and now it looks like it's WWE's turn to focus on the tag team division, try to add some stories and depth to this whole division, because let's face it, the characters were just kind of there for a while. After the splitting of the tag team titles at WrestleMania, both tag team divisions just kind of felt like they were just there. They weren't really elevating any stars as a result. Monday Night Raw's tag division was weak, as the Judgment Day didn't defend their titles that often, and SmackDown was really just all about trading tag team titles before pay-per-views for a little bit. PLEs, sorry. And seeing the tag team title hot potatoed around on SmackDown, going from A-Town Down Under to DIY to the Bloodline to Motor City Machine Guns, now back to DIY. It's been a bit hectic, but I think there's been a purpose behind it, and it truly has been just trying to develop the tag team division as a whole. And now we have the story of Johnny Gargano betraying his friends in Motor City Machine Guns, aligning with Tommaso Ciampa, and attacking the Street Profits backstage, or at least we think they attacked the Street Profits backstage. So many different stories that we can get into now, different directions we can go with this story. I love it. It's great for the tag team division as a whole. Just hopefully Monday Night Raw starts to follow suit, because Monday Night Raw really does need that refocus on the tag titles as well. This is interesting. Let the speculation begin. I don't think it's someone like Penta. Maybe it's someone from Raw due to the transfer window, or it's the ruler, Oba Femi. So on SmackDown, we saw Carmelo Hayes approach Nick Aldis, and Nick Aldis said that he was going to have to prepare for a match against a superstar, but we didn't know who that superstar was. And then we saw in the description of a YouTube video from WWE that he will be facing a new superstar. So the speculation begins, who could this new superstar be? The names are certainly out there. There is Penta from AEW who could be coming on over. There is the possibility that it is somebody from Monday Night Raw switching over to SmackDown. And there is definitely the possibility of it being an NXT call-up, which is the one I kind of hope it is, because if it's Oba Femi, that is the right call 100%. Oba Femi is ready for the main roster, and if he was going to be introduced to Friday Night SmackDown going up against Carmelo Hayes, you know Carmelo would make him look like $1 million. And like, it does suck for Melo because he was once touted as like the next big thing in WWE, like a blue chip prospect. And if he was the one putting over, let's say Oba Femi as he came up to the main roster, that does suck for Carmelo Hayes, and it just continues to diminish his star just a little bit. But we can't lie, Oba Femi is incredible. Oba Femi has it all. He's so young. He's so strong. He can talk. He's got the look. He literally has everything WWE would want in a main roster superstar. So seeing Oba Femi get called up and go against Carmelo Hayes and whooping that ass, I think it would make for some great TV. Shinsuke Nakamura has the best character in all of WWE right now. He's so sick. I think this is the best version of Shinsuke Nakamura we have seen in WWE yet. And yes, better than his NXT Black and Gold run. And for everybody who did watch his NXT Black and Gold run, people know how good Shinsuke Nakamura is, especially like if you watched him before WWE as well over in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But if you got the chance to watch him debut at NXT TakeOver Dallas, you knew what this guy was capable of. If you got to watch his NXT Championship run, you know how good he was in the ring. And so many people lately have been calling him washed. People saying that in 2024, Nakamura doesn't deserve to be around a championship, but I couldn't disagree more. This is the craziest, most insane version of Nakamura we have had yet, and I love every second of it. He looks like an absolute badass in the ring. He's got a crazy cool entrance. Everything is working for Nakamura. It looks like he's got the machine behind him, and this could be the push of a lifetime for Nakamura. We were begging for so long to see more from Shinsuke. We wanted to see the King of Strong Style get to showcase what he can do in that ring in a WWE ring and not just put over other talent. It felt like after the Seth Rollins feud, we weren't going anywhere further with Nakamura, but to see this evolution of his character is incredible, and I'm so thrilled WWE is doing something with him. Now the question is though, how long is he going to hold on to this United States title, because it very well could be a quick transition right back to LA Knight, just to get LA Knight to chase the title again and get some more fans behind him, because let's face it, LA Knight has not been booked that great as of late. But if this is going to be a longer run for Shinsuke Nakamura, I could see him having great matches against a bunch of different wrestlers until somebody was to take the title from him. I mean, we mentioned Oba Femi possibly being called up. Oba Femi taking the United States title away from Shinsuke Nakamura would be incredible. But I also wonder if maybe somebody like Solo Sikoa would want to take it from him, or who knows who else would want it. So let me know your thoughts. Who has taken this United States title away from Shinsuke Nakamura in the comments below. This match cooked. Chad deserved to be part of this lineup if you really think about it. After all he's been through since before Mania season, I think him going one-on-one with the Undisputed Champion was a very good decision. Very lucky enough to have this opportunity. I don't know if I like the word lucky here for Chad Gable, because his career has been anything but lucky. He has been struggling just to get an opportunity on TV, and every time he does get it, Chad Gable crushes it. And seeing Chad Gable with the American made by his side go down to the ring and confront Cody Rhodes, he didn't look a lick out of place. Like, Chad Gable looked like a main eventer next to Cody. And when he can back it up in the ring, and when he can back it up on the microphone as well, I don't know why Chad Gable hasn't been given these top tier opportunities in the past, but I will say this, he crushed it against Cody Rhodes on Friday Night SmackDown, and the management in the back has to be taken by this move right here by Chad Gable, seeing that he was able to develop his character to become like a main event player right in front of our very eyes. He didn't look a lick out of place. And it seemed like this was the direction we were moving in for Chad Gable after that whole Intercontinental Universal Championship picture, the feud against Sami Zayn going up against Gunther. Like, it felt like at some point Gable was going to break through, and then he was given this faction and feuded with the Wyatts. But ever since then, he's just kind of been there. He's been feuding with Rey Mysterio, kind of. Like, it hasn't been top tier, and Chad Gable's just been looking for an opportunity. He got that opportunity on Friday night, and him and Cody Rhodes tore the house down as a result. I really do think it's only a matter of time before we see Chad Gable hold on to a championship. And if we're being honest here, if they wanted to move him over to Friday Night SmackDown, Chad Gable holding on to the United States title would be great TV with American Made by his side. It kind of writes itself. I don't know why it hasn't even happened yet, honestly. Other than the fact that he's on a different brand than the United States title, I don't know why he's not United States champion. Hell, have him be the guy that takes the title off Shinsuke. I don't care. Knight has been left on his ass 5 weeks straight. Are we back to Knight not being booked properly? Is he being punished for something? Yeah, lots of people concerned with the booking of LA Knight. Yeah, not really getting great opportunities and actually being beat down week after week on Friday Night SmackDown. Losing his United States title and then seemingly just being beat down for the bloodline just for the sake of it. Like, I don't actually know what's going on with LA Knight, but no, I don't think he's being punished right here. I just think he was one of the most over acts on the show for a while, and lately his reactions have been a little bit quieter. Not saying fans are sitting on their hands for him, but they certainly aren't giving him the loudest pop of the show every time he's on it like he used to a year ago. And part of that is because LA Knight hasn't been chasing anything. He was chasing Logan Paul for a while, and once he won that United States title, he was just kind of there as champion. And I don't think LA Knight works as well as a champion as he does a chaser. People want to get behind the babyface chasing the title, and when they win the title, generally speaking, that's like the high point of their championship run. They have to build it up a long ways to get back to that level because fans are really just wanting to see the babyface win the championship, and then everything after that is like, okay, who's next? I imagine LA Knight has to be in consideration to move over to Monday Night Raw as well, especially with Netflix coming and the 3 hours returning to Monday Night Raw. It seems like a natural transition to have LA Knight move over there and be part of the show over on that brand. He could probably face, Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship and nobody would blink. It would make a natural transition, and I don't hate that for LA Knight, honestly. It would give him something to do, it would be meaningful for him, and it would be a way to advance up the card and keep the fans behind him while chasing a title. Unless he's just going to continue to chase this United States title against Shinsuke Nakamura, in which case it will probably be alright. I've always been a big Cody fan, but this babyface run with the title is kind of making me sick of him. For almost all of his feuds, I've been more interested in his opponent, except for when he attacked Carmelo Hayes. I liked that. Yeah, I've noticed this trend. Fans are starting to get a little bit tired of Cody Rhodes as the WWE champion, and I think there's a bunch of reasons behind it, but the main one being is that fans don't love rooting for a babyface on top, and they want to see somebody show up and take the title and have them fight back and try to win that championship back. Or at least that's what I'm going to tell myself to make myself feel good as a Cody fan. But there is a valid point here. Fans are getting a little bit tired of Cody Rhodes because he isn't necessarily being like the best of babyface champions. In a lot of ways, everything that people are saying about Cody Rhodes has been true. And I like that this run has been kind of mirrored in slight controversy and like making Cody Rhodes feel like he's the bad guy in most of these stories, because there might be a deeper meaning to that. But I want to compare Cody Rhodes to a fictional character known as Anakin Skywalker, and I'm not the first person who has made this connection, but Cody Rhodes is without a doubt the Anakin Skywalker of the WWE. You see, just like Anakin from the Star Wars series, Cody Rhodes was the chosen one at a very, very young age. He was thrust into the spotlight without having really any training or knowledge at all, other than just being, well, as he was a Skywalker, he was a Rhodes. This life chose him. He didn't necessarily choose this life, and as a result, he had to learn the business from within. He had to learn what it was to be a WWE wrestler, just like Anakin had to learn what it was to be a Jedi Knight. But you see, to be a Jedi Knight, you have to be really, really good, and you have to put all your personal feelings aside, and you have to put hatred aside and jealousy aside and all of that to be a true Jedi Knight. Just like Cody Rhodes, if he wants to be a true top-tier babyface in this company, he has to put his jealousy aside. He has to put his feelings aside, his emotions aside, all of that. He has to stop being condescending. He can't talk down to people. And this is what Cody Rhodes is actually doing. He's actually talking down to people. He's actually berating people. He's not being a good friend. He's focused on himself. And he believes he's doing the right thing, just like Anakin thought he was doing the right thing, but slowly but surely it's leading him down a dark path. People are beginning to turn on him, just like people turned on Anakin Skywalker. And I wonder if this is all leading to the same direction, where someday he's gonna snap. And when that day comes, when Cody Rhodes does snap and turn heel and join the dark side of the Force, it is gonna be an incredible moment. I wonder though how it's going to happen, and I wonder who his emperor is going to be. Like Darth Vader had Emperor Palpatine, but who is the Emperor Palpatine to Cody Rhodes? And the more I say that, the more it makes sense that there's only one person who could be considered the Emperor of WWE, who always finds the next Sith Lord to come under his wing and become his new apprentice. That's right, his name is Paul Heyman. It would be insane if Paul Heyman was the Emperor Palpatine of WWE and eventually was the reason that Cody Rhodes turned his back on all the fans, turned his back on the light side of the Force, and became Darth Rhodes. I don't know. That kind of fell apart at the end, but you get what I'm saying. That was such a stupid reference. Or maybe it wasn't. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But yeah, is Cody Rhodes the Anakin Skywalker of WWE? He might very well be. Kevin Owens is doing arguably the best work of his career right now, crashing out on everyone who helped Roman get back to the top. The Usos, Sammy, Cody. Call me crazy, he should take the belt from Cody next week. I love the idea of Kevin Owens taking the title from Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event. It would make for a better story on the road to WrestleMania. One thing we always joked about Cody Rhodes is that he needed more adversity before he could become the WWE champion. But lately, there hasn't been a lot of adversity for Cody Rhodes. He's just got somebody saying that he's not really a good friend. But Cody Rhodes losing the WWE championship to Kevin Owens and then forcing Cody Rhodes to chase after KO, maybe leading towards the Royal Rumble, would be excellent TV. And also, it would be a great way of rewarding Kevin Owens, who has been arguably the most valuable player in all of WWE for the better part of, 6-7 years now. Anything that Kevin Owens needs to do, he can do. Anything that WWE wants him to do, he can do. Whether it's heel, babyface, as a tag team, a comedy act, a main eventer, an undercard guy, it really doesn't matter. Kevin Owens can do it all. And seeing KO get his flowers and win the WWE Undisputed Championship would be wonderful to see. And getting that chase from Cody Rhodes, again, would make for some excellent television. And I don't think anybody would really be upset if that was the case. Especially if the story of this feud is that Kevin Owens didn't want to attack Cody Rhodes' injured leg in the previous meeting, and now he's going and stomping on the bare foot of Cody Rhodes. Like, Kevin Owens doesn't care about the health and well-being of Cody anymore, and if he powerbombs Cody Rhodes like 5, 6, 7 times, if they literally replicate what happened down in NXT with Kevin Owens taking the title from Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens would be a megastar once again. And honestly, he deserves to be in the conversation for one of the greatest WWE superstars from this generation. Putting the WWE title on him would be a tip of the cap to him, and I think he deserves it. So KO taking the title from Cody Rhodes, I want to see it at Saturday night's main event. Like, why not? Naomi should have advanced in this tournament. There is no reason why Tiffany Stratton, who's Miss Money in the Bank, mind you, who's got a title opportunity anytime she wants, should have won. When will they do right by Naomi? Yeah, it does suck that Naomi didn't advance in the Women's United States Championship tournament, and the way that she was booked in that match was incredibly strong. She was made to be looking like the top tier act in that matchup, and the way that Candice LeRae got involved, it really does protect Naomi. It sucks that she's not going to be the first ever Women's United States Champion, because I actually had her pegged in to win the whole thing, but with her actually being taken out and being affiliated alongside of Bianca Belair, who's in a whodunit story with who attacked Jade Cargill, and then also have Candice LeRae, who's affiliated with Nia Jax, who is the Women's World Champion right now, or the Women's Undisputed Champion, whatever the hell they want to call it. It's not a bad thing for Naomi to be around those characters and around that championship, so long so as they actually do something with her, and I'm a little nervous that they're not going to do anything with her. But if it's revealed to be that Naomi was the one who attacked Jade Cargill, if it's revealed that Naomi put her through that car window, then that is a huge storyline for Naomi moving forward, and I can understand why they didn't want her around the Women's United States title, because, like, the women's US title isn't as big of a deal as, say, that story is. And especially if it elevates Naomi to being viewed as a main event player, I would love to see her get that match against Nia Jax. Hell, maybe even the natural progression is that Naomi faces a Tiffany Stratton after Tiffany Stratton cashes in her Money in the Bank contract on Nia Jax. Like, that could be the natural progression for the story right there, and we could see Naomi versus Tiffany for the WWE Undisputed Women's Championship. I kind of like that. And if Naomi is built up to be a big enough heel, that could be the new chase for a babyface Tiffany Stratton. Like, Tiffany cashes in and wins that women's championship, you could have her lose the title in her very first defense to Naomi, and then all of a sudden it's the question of, is Tiffany able to capture the championship without the Money in the Bank briefcase? Can she win it on her own? That's your story moving forward. Well, Naomi gets a championship run at the top. Like, why not? So yeah, sad for Naomi that she didn't win the Women's United States Championship tournament and that she's not going to be able to win it, but there could be big things coming for Naomi, and I think there was a reason why she lost this match in the way that she did, because there's a huge storyline coming. But that's it for you guys' hot takes this week. Let me know any others that you have down in the comments below. And also, while you're down there, make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications. Check me out on Patreon. That link's in the description below too. And as always, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon.